I'm sure every one of us at some point in our life has had a tough past to swallow, let's say it's a breakup, whatever, there's something that has happened that's deeply hurt us. I think we all can agree on that because my audience is mainly from 18 years to 25 years, and I can imagine that most of you guys at this point in your life would have experienced something quite painful. And the worst part about this is, it's the fact that this actually sticks for such a long time. It's not like you fall down and you get a wound and then, in a couple of days' time it heals. This is the worst part. I've always thought that, mental pain or mental suffering or whatever you want to call it is always more tougher or difficult to deal with than physical stuff. Obviously, to an extent, unless you freaking fracture your bones, but it's like that pain sticks with you for a very long time. I remember the very first time I got heartbroken, and this was probably probably the worst thing I've gone through in my life so far. And it can be different for any one of you. I'm not saying that, I'm just using it as an example, and this is what I went through. And I remember it hurt me so much to the point where I had to, not that I had to, but it ended up as me even like literally spilling out tears in front of my mom. I would I'm sure as a guy you can understand that, you don't cry in front of your mom. You can cry in front of your friend, you can cry in front of your dad, but you don't cry in front of your mom. And that's how painful it was. Not that I wanted to, but it happened in 2021. The reason I'm making this video is because if you're a young guy going through something, because let's be honest, post the age of 10 you rarely see guys crying. You don't see them crying. So if you're going through something, go get a gym membership. Okay, I'm just kidding. The point I'm trying to get at is understand one thing. Whatever you're going through, God is literally scripted out. It's like, imagine this: God has scripted out a story for every single one of us in this life. Some people are very bad people. We know that some people are very good people, but everything, I believe, in some way is connected. Sometimes, we have families. I have my own family. You have your own family. There might even be a reason out there that, sometimes whatever happens in my family and your family is somehow correlated. God no, I might be speaking nonsense, but I genuinely believe that God has scripted out a story in a way that, everything connects. I think I heard a speech from Steve Jobs once about how when he looks back at life, it's like he can connect all the dots, and I feel that is very true about life. I believe in it hugely. So if you're going through something, understand that it's not for nothing. It's not that, it just happened. There's a deeper reasoning behind it which you may not know right now. I remember seeing a quote somewhere on Instagram or something saying that the toughest battles are often given to the mightiest warriors. And I don't know if it's cringe, I don't know if it's true, but I think it makes some sense at least. And I want you to understand that, this phase, there's something bad that happened to you right now. As tough as it is to, swallow, you have to use it as fuel to progress in any aspect, if not every aspect in life. You have to use it as fuel to do that. And this was something, unfortunately, that I did not really understand because I didn't really watch a video on this or anything when I was going through a situation like this in 2021, 2022. And it seemed like, every single thing that happened in my life just got worse and worse and worse. Like literally, this glass right here, okay, I could drop it and I would literally cry over it, not because of the fact that the glass dropped, but I would be thinking, okay, now why did this happen to me? I am freaking 16 17 year old should not freaking drop a glass, and it just got worse and worse and worse, and I got to this like cycle of everything just going from bad to worse. It's like, even though something good was probably supposed to come up, I would expect something bad to happen out of it. Often when I make these videos, I try and speak to the younger 15 16-year-old version of myself. So, because I know that there are a lot of guys out there like me. It's not like, I am one in a billion or something. I know a lot of guys out there out like me, and I'm trying to do my best to help them. And what was I trying to say? And in my situation, I let these bad emotions, this bad thing that happened to me, really get a hold of me. And I'm not proud of that, but there's nothing I could do about it. It's not like I watched a video. Maybe I could have watched a video, but I wasn't into self-improvement at that time. I didn't know what the heck self-improvement was. And I hope this video can help you guys. The thing is, I've heard a lot of people, also say that, using these negative emotions to fuel growth as a person is not healthy. It's not good for your mindset or whatever. And I just personally think that is a bunch of just mumbo jumbo BS. It's one of those things that, people say just to sound different from everyone else. I think it's actually beneficial. I mean, imagine this: you're using that negative fuel and you're making progress in the gym, because I'm just describing what self-improvement people do. You're making money, you're improving in the gym, your mental health is getting better, you're progressing in life. How is that a bad thing? So I can't understand why when people say that, it's a negative mindset to have. It's just stupid in my opinion. I know what I'm saying is, very difficult to do right now, because I can imagine myself, being in that position after what happened. It happened the exact moment. And if I watched a video like this, I would find it very difficult to immediately freaking, go and try and hit a bench press PR the next day after the girl quits with you. But you have to understand that at some point, you have to learn to make progress. That is key. What I have personally learned, and from myself, my own experiences, and from a lot of people experiences, especially men, I'm not too sure about women, but especially men, is when you make progress in your life, either that be, you get better into other relationships that are actually beneficial for you. And obviously I don't mean, get into relationships just because you lost one, that's not what I meant. Obviously fine. Okay, I'm not going to go and give relationship advice out to you, but you try and progress in life. You're making money, you're making progress in the gym, whatever you're interested in, you're making progress. That is eventually what's going to make you happy, not your friends, not your people around you, not your family, not your parents, not anyone. Making progress is going to be what's actually going to make you happy. Nowadays in my life, and I've noticed this, pretty much over the last few years since I started self-improvement, everything could be going fine around me, and if I'm not making progress in the things that I prioritize the most, the things that mean the most to me, I'm not happy. It's just, I'm not happy. And it goes the same way around when things around me are perhaps not going the best, but at the same time, if I am making progress in my own personal, whatever you want to call it, in my own personal interest, then I am actually like, it keeps me at a stable, good mood, even if things around me are not going so well. That's all I have from this video, bro. If you're younger, if you're going through something, basic justice, make it fuel to do better. Don't let it consume you. You must control that, and you must turn it into fuel, because those negative emotions, especially after a period of time when something bad has happened, it can be very powerful if you use it in a right way. The amount of trying times, like in doing my gym sets, the last rep, I'm not saying this just to, for the sake of the video. The last rep, I'm listening to music, the beat drops, and then I freaking think about what happened, and it's just like at the last rep. But yeah, good luck.